Loves, welcome back to the Semi Plum Bob channel, and today we are going to talk about Sims 2 Pleasantview Spreadsheet. Ha ha. Alright, so we're going to go through what is new and what I've added and what each tab is specifically for and why I do certain things in each tab. So we're going to start with the very first tab, the home page. The page where I update the most is Pleasantview Sims tab, and I play my Pleasantview through a seasonal a playthrough in alphabetical order. So everybody is in alphabetical order, and I just go down alphabetically to each household and play them. So let's do a breakdown. We got college at the very top. So after each season, once I get all the way down and played every household in the neighborhood, I scroll all the way up, go to college, put my marker there, and then play the Sims that are currently in college. So I have this up here to let me know where I'm at. Thanks to that mod that I have, it doesn't take too long for me to play through college. So normally I don't have to necessarily put this marker on to know where I'm at, because I just play college all the way through in one sitting anyway. But anywho, yep. So let me give you a breakdown of what I put in my households and this tab and why. So first things first, we color code them. So I like to color code them to see the different households and whatnot. I don't know. That's just something I like to do. You don't necessarily have to do that, but I do it to split them up pretty easily. I just noticed that this doesn't have a barrier under there, so we're going to add one. Anywho, so with a broke household, I put their name and their wants in column B, just to let me know which household it is. And then on the line where broke is, I put their first names down, and it will tell you exactly who is in that household. And I put how old they are, and I put what their wants is. Oh, whoops. There we go. I put what their wants is. So, the reason why I put their age is because I like to know how old they are in the household when I leave the household. And plus, for the children here, I like to put what zodiac sign they are, so I know which aspiration they're going to expire to when they age up. So as you can quite possibly tell, Derek here is a child, and he's a Libra, so that means he's going to be a romance sim when he ages up to a teenager. And I always like to put this there because when I play my game, I sometimes forget to check, and when it pops up and asks which aspiration do you want and I forgot, I like to come back to here and see what they are in the spreadsheet to make it easier for me, so I don't like have to change their aspiration in the game, so it'll be right the first time. For my wants, I like to put wants down just so I know which direction my Sims want to go when I leave the household in each season. So when I left him in winter or spring, I'm sorry, I think we're in the spring rotation now. He wants to buy a painting worth $500, so he's all about wanting to buy things. That's where his mind's at right now. Allie wants to study painting. Derek wants to reach creativity level 2. Hazel wants to grow up well, because I believe it's her birthday when we come back into the broke household. And for the babies, I always put if it's their birthday or not. So here it's not her birthday because she's freshly born. The reason why I do this is because I play rotationally, and I sometimes leave before the baby's birthday. So if I get that pop-up that says it's the baby's birthday in one day, I put it down in my spreadsheet if I have to leave before the birthday. So it's not her birthday, so when we come back, we don't have to worry about throwing a birthday party for her. And yeah, that's it on the human aspect of the household. Now let's go down to the calientes here. and we can quite possibly see that we also have information down this way. So I always put their pets at the end of the line here, so I know if they got pets or not. So as you can tell, we got a adult cat named Keena, and she is retired from work. Let's actually change that, because that means she's an elder cat now. Elder. Okay. So we have a cat who we have an elder cat named Keena that's retired from her career. So yeah, I like to add a little bit of things here for my Sims here and for my pets, so I know exactly what the vision is and the idea. So like for example, Max here in the Goody household is an adult dog, and he's an outside only dog, so we don't really allow him to be inside very much. He's a backyard type of dog because he's so big. So that's the vision of Max here. But since Faith and Herbert are now gone, maybe Hope will allow Max to be an inside dog. Who knows? And also, in the extra spaces here, if I didn't put recordings on there, I put a little bit of information to the side. So for example, I have Ramaswamis here. They just got back from a very expensive vacation, and they went without having enough funds to do so, because Priya really wanted to go on vacation and I really wanted to send her. So Sanjay, Priya, Kieran, and Bodhi all went to Tweaky Island, and they had a very good time playing on the beach and things like that. But they are in debt 5,000 and something simoleons because of that trip. So I put that here because I haven't paid it off yet, and just in case I get like in the mail, you owe $5,000 for bills, and I'm like, what is this for? It's because they went on vacation. So I added a little bit of tidbit there to remind me, oh yeah, they're in debt. That's why it's so expensive this time around. But yeah, this should be an interesting time when I have to try to pay this money for that vacation. But anywho, I think they're doing it. I also put like beside their age what happens. So like for Shannon here, she wants to put her twins up for adoption, and so we're going to do that since I rolled to see if she wanted to keep them or not, and she did not. So we're putting these babies up for adoption. And every time I have babies that are going to be put up for adoption, I always want someone in my neighborhood to adopt them. So who better to adopt them than Tommy and Tasha from the Autumn's household? So they're going to adopt the Gothier twins, mostly because they both are family Sims. So they seemed like the perfect couple to adopt them. So yeah, I looked through all of these and I was like, who could adopt? And there were not really many options. I would be like, nah, because you got too many kids. No, because you both are pleasure. Nah, So I went through and they both are family. So I feel like they would adopt them, and quite possibly have some of their own as well. So yeah, that's the big idea on that. So yeah, none of my babies are left behind. They will have somebody to love them, and that's just my preference. I don't like leaving my babies in the void when they're gone to be adopted or whatnot. But anywho, yep, that is my Pleasantview Sims tab, and let's go on to the next one. The next one is my aspirations. So yes, I moved my aspirations into a different tab all on their own so that they could be the star in their own spreadsheet. So we have Sims 2 primary aspirations, we have Sims 2 secondary aspirations, and then we have the point system where we add the points up. So I have a little tip box here that says zodiac signs determine what aspiration a sim has. So obviously, if you are an Aquarius or Cancer, you're a family sim. If you're Aries or Leo, you're a popularity. Capricorn or Scorpio, you're a fortune. Gemini and Sagittarius, you're a pleasure. Libra and Taurus, you're a romance. Pisces and Virgo, you're a knowledge. And for grilled cheese, no one. And this one is just a extra aspiration. It's like a oopsie aspiration, I should say, when you mess up in that career rewards. But I don't think that's ever going to happen in my game because I rarely play with rewards for The Sims 2. The only one I play with primarily is the Seasons one, and that's because when my Sims come from college and they move into their own house, it always starts them off in summer. So I use that Seasons reward to change it to the correct season for the rotation. So that's the only thing I really use. But anywho, yeah, so I just added this no one unless it's an oopsie and somebody accidentally gets it, but I doubt that will ever happen. So we got our secondary aspirations, and I added a little tip box here for that as well. So we need to add up interest points to see which secondary aspirations the sim have. So let's actually pop into a household. Let's go to the next broke household in rotation. Okay, so when I say we need to add interest points, I am talking about over here in your Somology panel, your interests, and then voila, there's all the interest. And actually, I haven't done it for Bo or Georgia yet. I think their secondary aspiration has not been chosen yet. So let's actually go ahead and do that on camera with you guys so y'all can see exactly what I do for the secondary aspiration. I think that would be a good idea. So what we need to do, we add up interest points to see which secondary aspiration the Sims have. Okay, so this is where we're going to add up our interest points. So we're going to get rid of all these numbers, and I'm going to keep you with me while I do Bo's, and we'll find out what secondary aspiration Bo will have. So let's go ahead and do this, huh? All right. So we're going to move this over so we can actually see. Okay, so we got school. School currently has a value of 10. Toys has a value of 2. And animals has a value of 0. Weather has the value, gotta find it, of 1. Sports has the value of 2. And culture has the value of 10. Politics has the value of 9. Money has the value of 8. And crime has the value of 0. Food has a value of 10. Entertainment has a value of 10. And sci-fi has a value of 0. Fashion has the value of 4. Travel has the value of 6. And health has a value of 0. Environment has a value of 10. Paranormal has the value of 6. And work has the value of 9. So I got all the points here lined up here. And now we're going to add what's in these boxes. So 10 plus 2 is 12. So we got 13 here. We got 17 here. Oh, 17 here. We got 20 here. We got 10 here. And then we got 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And we got 25 here. So the winner for Mr. Boroke is this one right here, has the highest value. So purple. So we're going to come back over here and woo, we see that he is a secondary knowledge sim. So that is his highest number, and we're going to put him as a secondary knowledge. So let's do that. So when they graduate college, I always lift this all the way up because they've earned that. And he's a secondary knowledge sim, so we're going to go ahead and level all that up if they have enough. I just fill it all the way up. And that's pretty much it on that. And now he has his first thing, which is pleasure, and his second is knowledge. So that's pretty interesting. Oh my gosh. And then we could do the same thing for Georgia here. Food at a 10, entertainment at a 10, and sci-fi at a 10. Oh my gosh, that's a perfect score. So as you could tell, this one's a perfect score. So now this is where it's going to get funny, okay? Because she's very interested in her pleasure lifestyle. So since her first aspiration is pleasure, okay? If a sim gets the same aspiration as their primary, they get grilled cheese aspiration. So that means Georgia Newsom here, her secondary aspiration is actually grilled cheese because she got pleasure again. So she's going to get the grilled cheese aspiration. And there we go. Now both Bo and Georgia have both their primary and their secondary aspirations all set up for them. Oh my gosh, Georgia. I can't believe you got it. Yeah, there is no point in adding these up. If that's a perfect score, there's no point in adding these up. But yep, she got the grilled cheese aspiration, and that's going to be the same points as primary. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to put this feature in the game and use it since it's there. So I thought it would just be fun to do that for some of my Sims. But yeah, looks like Georgia's secondary aspiration is grilled cheese and Bo's is knowledge. And also, we have one more tip about the secondary aspirations. Only Sims who graduate college or reach platinum lifetime get a secondary aspiration. So that's just my personal rule. You could play this however you want, but I only allow my Sims who graduate college or reach platinum lifetime get a secondary aspiration. And to get platinum lifetime, they always have this memory that says they reach platinum lifetime. If they get that memory, then they can get a secondary aspiration as well. So after we did all that, let's actually go ahead and update them down here. So I actually added everybody to the sheet here. And yeah, so we have Bo Broke. So Bo is the first one. He is actually a knowledge secondary aspiration. And let's go ahead and color code it. Voila. There we go. And for Georgia Newsom, so let's scroll down to Newsom's and find Georgia here. There she is. She is secondary grilled cheese. And we're going to go ahead and update that. And there we go. Now we got our Sims updated on this. So yeah, below the aspiration thing, this is why I wanted it to have its own spreadsheet, because I here lately wanted to see exactly what my Sims been interested in, what my Sims have been doing, where they work. You know, I just wanted to document all this and get a full picture of my Pleasantview and see what is actually happening in my Pleasantview and what's popular and what's not and all that good jazz. So that's why I have this here like so. And yeah, so what we have is we have our sim column, which has everybody in Pleasantview, which doesn't have specifically everybody yet because I have to add some sims. I have to add some sims to this list now that some sims are born. We have our primary aspiration column here. So I color coded each one to find it easier. And yeah, it lets me know exactly, you know, which aspiration is the most popular in Pleasantview. So yeah, we got our secondary aspiration as well, and it's also color coded. Some of them says not yet available, and that's because they're too young and they haven't went to college and graduated yet. So that's just what that means when it says not yet available. When it says not available, that means they started off in Pleasantview as an adult without going to college. So the only way they could get a secondary aspiration is if they get that platinum lifetime memory in their memories. So yeah, that's the only way they'll be able to get a secondary. But yep. And as you could tell, we have quite a few Sims already filled out that graduated college or got lifetime happiness. So we can also, I also added this tab, lifetime wish, orange outline means completed. And I need to fill this out and put everybody's lifetime wish down right here. So let's say, for example, we're going to look at Bo Baroque here. And what is his lifetime? He wants to become game designer level 10. So let's go to Bo. Become game designer level 10. Okay, that's what he wants to do. And if he completes it, I'll put a gold square around it. But for now, that's what he has. And she wants to do the same thing. So we could just copy this. Find Georgia Newsom here, wherever she's at. There she is. And paste. There we go. And she wants to become the same thing. So, yeah, I still need to fill some of this out because I've been thinking about how I can catalog all this and whatnot. But anywho, yeah. So, as you could tell, Jody Cook reached the top of her medical career. And funny enough, I didn't know this was her lifetime wish until it told me, congratulations, you completed your lifetime wish. And I was like, what? So, yeah, she became hospital chief of staff. So she lives the rest of her life in platinum. So she is a very happy girl, very, very happy. And lifetime wish completed. So that's what it means in the lifetime happiness column is, yes, she completed her lifetime wish. So she's going to be in platinum for the rest of her life. Now, as for Julian, he wanted to have 20 simultaneous best friends. But as you could tell, he also has a secondary aspiration here. And that just makes so much sense after going through my overview of Pleasantview of what he's been up to. It makes so much sense now what he's been doing because I totally forgot I did a secondary for him. But yeah, he actually got the romance secondary aspiration. So yeah, it makes sense now. But yes, I put yes in lifetime happiness because he actually got that platinum lifetime memory. So that's why he got a secondary. But he also will live in platinum for the rest of his life as well. But he did not complete this. He just completed this. We're going to come over to this side. And this is what I mean when I say I wanted to look and see what my Sims have. So now we have the number of Sims with their primary aspirations and a number of Sims with their secondary aspirations. So we know we got one Sim that got knowledge. So now we have 2 Sims. And then we got another Sim with grilled cheese. So now we got 3 Sims. And I just update this chart here and it just moves for me. And this is what I have for my Sims 2: aspirations, family, popularity, fortune, pleasure, romance, knowledge, and grilled cheese. And as you can tell in my Pleasantview so far, the most aspirations I have is the family Sims, which blew my mind because I thought I would have more romance Sims, but I have more family Sims here. And the least I have so far is romance, so I'm just like, oh. Okay, whatever. So, I can't wait to see how this fluctuates, and see how the numbers change as time goes along. We're going to scroll down here, and we also have a platinum lifetime percentage. Lifetime wish completion, 1 Sim did that. Lifetime happiness earned, 1 Sim did that, and did not get platinum, 10. So, there we go on that. Yeah, I have the percentage on that just to see the percentage of my Sims and who dies happy and whatnot. So, yeah, that's that. And this is my aspiration tab. And let's move on to our college tab. So with my college tab, I actually updated this a lot. So I spent my time trying to think how can I make my college tab more interesting and how to keep up with things. So I added a couple of tip boxes on top of my college tabs and whatnot. But anywho, so this tip says when choosing a major, choose based off of their wants. However, if they have a lifetime wish corresponding with a job and they never get a want to declare a major by junior year, choose based off their lifetime wish. Others won't declare a major. So I wanted to stop my Sims for automatically getting the philosophy degree, because they didn't want to choose a major. So this is one of the caveats that I have to stop all my Sims for getting that over and over and over and over, is that I get to choose if they don't choose by their junior year. If they have a lifetime wish, down here, a lifetime wish corresponding with a career, which he does. So if he was in college and he didn't choose a major by junior year, I would choose something to help him for his lifetime wish. So I would choose something corresponding with game designer or the gamer career. But yeah, that's the idea on that. And obviously we have our 3 colleges here: Academy Latour, La Fiesta Tech, and Sim State University. So the Sims that are in college right now are the Sims that were born in the beginning of my rotation in Pleasantview. So we got Skip Broke, Karen Ramaswamy, Billy and Ryan Audemus, and their girlfriend Andrea. We have Gunnar Goth, Ezekiel Gavigan, and Hope Goody. So yeah, all the Sims that were babies in the beginning of Pleasantview are in college now. So when I think about Academy Latour for my Fortune and Knowledge Sims, I think this college is a prestigious college. That's why I only have Fortune and Knowledge Sims come here, because Fortune and Knowledge Sims want to write term papers, they want to do assignments, they want to go to class. They always have wants corresponding with what they need to get done for their degree. So this is why they are here at Academy Latour, because they are prestigious and they want their students to get high marks when they graduate. So that's the reason why I have Fortune and Knowledge Sims come here, because I like to think of Academy Latour as prestigious. Then we have La Fiesta Tech, which has our pleasure and romance Sims. When I think about La Fiesta Tech, I think of this as the party university. So they like to go and party, and it's really laid back. It's not that prestigious. It's more known for being very laid back. If you go to class, that's all you have to do, really. If you just go to class, you're going to graduate. You won't get high grades if all you do is go to class, though, but you will graduate. You ain't going to fail. You're going to make it through, and at least most of my Sims have here lately so far. But yeah, this college is very laid back, and that's why I have my pleasure romance Sims here, because more than likely they're not going to want to do their homework or their assignments and write term papers. They're not just going to have wants to do that. They're going to have wants to have fun and, date and romance Sims. So yeah, it's just a party college, so it's not that serious of a college, but yeah. And then we have Sim State University housing our family and popularity Sims. And when I think about Sim State University, I like to think of this place as a university that's close to home. So this university is right next to Pleasantview. Sims don't have to travel very far to go to this college. They have a great sports team, so they like to host sports parties there a lot. And yeah, this is just a place where you can just stay close to home and go to school. I mean, that's why I have family and popularity Sims here. Mostly because they got a really great sports team, and it's close to home. So that's a big idea on that one. And then I also have this tab up here that says available majors for college. So I put all the majors that you could possibly get for college up here as a reminder of all the majors. So we have art, drama, psychology, history, physics, literature, political science, mathematics, economics, biology, and philosophy. So we have all those majors that my Sims could choose. So as we scroll down, I added this tidbit, and this is kind of new still, so I'm still working out the quirks on it, but I wanted to add the alumni for each college that my Sims attended so that I could have a detailed account of how many Sims went to which college, who went there, and what they went there for. So we have our Academy Latour alumni. So as you could tell, out of all my Sims that went to college, 7 of them went to Academy Latour. So I added their name of the Sim. I added if they graduated or not, which they all graduated. I added if they have graduated with honors, and most of them graduated with honors because Academy Latour is a prestigious college. So only 2 didn't, which was Shannon and Carolina, but that's okay. And then we have their honors if they did graduate with honors. So, for example, Dustin graduated with honors cum laude biology degree. So he got the cum laude honor. And so what cum laude actually means is you graduated with honor, basically. Gavin down here got the magna cum laude. So if you get the magna cum laude, that just means you graduated with highest honor, okay? You graduated with the highest honor. But Garrett here graduated with summa cum laude, and that just means he graduated with he was the very top of his class. So the very, 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 very 1 to 5% Sims at the very, very top of his class. He did not miss a beat. He graduated with a 4.0. Now, that's what that means. And yeah, I was just so surprised because I thought like cum laude was like, oh, you're going to graduate in the highest in your class or whatnot. And I think Dustin did graduate one of the highest in his class, but not the highest, you know what I'm saying? But he still graduated with honors. But Garrett here, summa cum laude, he graduated with a 4.0, didn't miss a beat. He was number 1 at the top of the graduating list. So I'd like to think of summa cum laude as valedictorian, and I like to think of magna cum laude as salutatorian. So yeah, these two, Gavin and Garrett, both Newsons, actually graduated with the highest honors when they were in Academy Latour. And also this last column here tells me what degrees that my Sims chose to go into. So for alumni, it looks like we have economics, biology as most of what my Sims graduated with here so far. But we do have Sims like psychology here and political science and mathematics. So yeah, Garrett is a very smart dude. Like, he graduated summa cum laude in mathematics. Garrett is super smart. Wow. Can I just say that Gavin and Ginger did a very good job raising their little brother here. That would be like Gavin getting magna cum laude. Wow, good job. But your little brother got summa cum laude. You did excellent, Gavin. That just brings tears to my eyes. That's just great. I love that for them. We're going to move on to the La Fiesta Tech alumni. So we have, again, the list, whether or not they graduated, with or without honors. And as you could tell, since this is a pleasure and romance college, most of my Sims are not going to graduate with honors. They're just going to get their bachelor's degree here. And most of them, it looks like it would be art and political science here. Psychology is here too as well. But yeah. And I also wanted to add a little tidbit here for when I play and I can know exactly what's happening here. So with Andrea here, she actually became a secret society member. Oops. She actually became a secret society member, and she became a big woman on campus. So I kind of wanted to add those little tidbits in there as well so that I could see exactly what my Sims have been up to. So, yeah, Andrea was a secret society member and she was a big woman on campus. So, she actually lived it up in college, let me tell you. And I am seeing this very loosely, but she really is living up with college with Billy and Ryan. Just saying. Um, let's move on to the Sim State University. So again, this is a Sim State close to home. Most of these Sims graduated without honors as well. But as you could tell, we have a lot of literatures here, literature degrees and philosophies. See what I'm saying? Philosophies is where it's at here at Sim State University. But I wanted to kind of break that up if they didn't choose one. So anyway, basically the Sim State University students are the students who don't who don't like to choose their uh majors. So yeah. So as you could quite possibly tell, we have 15 students that are graduating or graduated or about to graduate Sim State University. We have 10 for La Fiesta Tech, and we have 7 for Academy Latour. So it looks like Academy Latour has the least amount of Sims, and to me that makes perfect sense because it's harder to get into Academy Latour. Just saying. But yeah, and it makes sense for this one to have most of them because it's closer to home, you know. So I think this actually makes quite a bit of sense if you ask me. And yeah. But anyway, we're going to come all the way over to the right here, and we're going to have Sims and majors. And again, I put all this, let me move this back over so we can see. So I put all this stuff in a chart so we can actually see what majors my Sims are choosing when they're in college. So right now it looks like philosophy is winning because my Sims didn't want to choose their degrees in Sim State University, but that is completely okay. I also need to update some of this as well because I think some of these are inaccurate because like see art says there's one, but I know I have more than one art Sim. Let me take a look here. 1, 2, 3 arts. Yeah, we got 3 arts now. So let's update that to 3. All right, so now it's updated. Okay, so now as you can tell, we have the most of majors that are choosing is literature at the moment. So that's interesting. Okay, it was philosophy before round 2 ended, but now that round 2 is on its way in spring, we have more Sims in literature or graduated with literature. If we scroll down here, we have a Sims that graduated thingy, and it lets me know how many Sims graduated with what. So with honors, cum laude, we have 3 that graduated with that. Magna cum laude, we have 1 that graduated. We have summa cum laude, 1 that graduated. We have without honors, just a bachelor's. We have 19 Sims that graduated. So I can pretty much guarantee that this is going to climb exponentially. There's going to be more that graduated without honors, I feel like. And Sims that did not graduate, 0. So I have a 100% success rate right now. So what these percentages mean right here is the percentages of real life that this actually happened so you can get an idea of how honorable it is for these Sims. For cum laude, typically 16 to 35% of Sims would get this. So that is still pretty good. It's pretty honorable. For magna cum laude, 6 to 15% of Sims would normally get this. So that is very like cream of the crop, just about. You know what I'm saying? That is wow. That is just up there. And then summa cum laude, Sims 1 to 5% of Sims would get this because it is just at the very, very top. It's like it's so rare. So wow, this is like if a Sim gets either of these, it's very honorable. You know what I'm saying? Sims that graduated without honors, just a bachelor's, it would be 65 to 85%. So it's very common. So that's why I'm assuming this is going to go up very high. Sims that did not graduate, zero. Normally, it would say you would have a 33% of Sims not graduating or dropping out or getting expelled or whatever. But so far, I have zero, and I don't know if I'm gonna ever have Sims that don't graduate unless they just don't do anything for their degree. I don't know, but anywho, yeah, that's that, and I just thought that was just so interesting to put this on the board as well. And then we have percentage of Sims in each college. So, what college did my Sims choose? So, we have 7 of them in Academy Latour. We have 10 in La Fiesta Tech. We have 15 in Sim State University. And we have 0 for Sims who did not go. So, as you could tell, percentage of Sims in each college, we have 21.9% of my teen Sims that went to Academy Latour so far. We have 31.3% that went to La Fiesta Tech. And then we have 46.9% that went to Sim State University. So I thought that was pretty interesting just to put that here and just to see. So obviously, Sim State University has more Sims than the rest of them. But I like adding these charts and whatnot just to get a good visual of what is happening in my Pleasantview. But yep, this is my college tab. And yeah, let's move on to the hobbies tab. So, hobbies, everything is pretty much the same. I look at my Sims as let's see, go to your Simology, you go to hobby enthusiasts, and you find your main hobby here, which his is music and dance. Since it's highlighted, that's his one true hobby. So we go to music and dance, and yep, he loves the synthesizer. So that's what he would be using when he wants to do his hobby. And so, yeah, I have all my Sims in their boxes for what they want their hobbies to be based on their one true hobby that's highlighted in their hobbies tab. And I use a dice roller on Google. So you just type dice roller and it will give you this 4 to 20. So yeah, I add up to see how many is in each category. So for bow, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 here, so I go to the 8 die, roll it, and whatever it lands on, that's what his one true thing is going to be. And sure enough, funny enough, we got 3 for him here, so 3 it is for the synthesizer for both. So that's basically how I do the hobbies, which basically I will have to update this. I plan on updating my spreadsheets at the end of every season, I think. I think that would be a good idea. So at the end of every season, I plan on updating everything in my spreadsheets. But if we come over to the right here, we have another chart, and I've been having fun making charts for all my Sims and stuff. I have my hobbies thing, and this is the list of all the hobbies in The Sims 2 that my Sims could have, and this is the number of Sims in each hobby. So I like to see what percentage of my Sims so far are in each hobby, and of course, it looks like tinkering is the one with the most percentage. So most of my Sims in Pleasantview love tinkering, and it looks like it's nature as well. So I can't wait to see how that changes as time goes along. But anywho, this is my hobbies tab. Now we're going to move on to the legal system. Now the legal system changed a little bit, not gonna lie. So originally I had this child support system, and I would add up and give money to my Sims based on what they owed for child support. But instead I'm using a mod, so that would be less things I have to manage in game because I'm already managing a lot at this moment. So child support I just felt like wasn't one of them if that I want to do, since I have a mod that automatically makes them pay $200 every other day for child support. So I'm going to use the mod instead. So that's why I have this here. But if you don't want to use the mod and you want to use this formula, which I got from Pleasant Sims as well, you can actually use that. So I have it in this box. We have our unwanted babies box still, so it's the same as before. 0 to 50, give up for adoption. 51 to 100, raise child and use child support. So that's what happened with Shannon Gauthier. She actually became pregnant, and she's pregnant with twins at the moment. So she's going to give up both of her twins up for adoption. So that's that. Nina Lothario here owes simoleons to Chester Geek for Ernest Geek. So she's on child support. And I think I'm going to keep this list here just to see what has happened during my rotations and whatnot. And my divorce is the same. Nothing's changed about my divorce. But if we come over here, I have a little chart here that shows the percentage of my children in Pleasantview at the end of, or as of rotation 2 right now. So I have 1 child on child support. I have 2 children about to be given up for adoption, which is the twins, and then I have 38 children who were kept by their families. So 92.7% of children in Pleasantview are kept by their families, and 4.9 and 2.4 are not really kept by their families. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting to see the percentage of that. So we're going to move on to the teen couples tab. Now the teen couples tab has changed a little bit. So we have a box here that says Sims in a committed relationship went steady. So these Sims are in a committed relationship. They are just seeing each other, nobody else. So I have them together like so. And then we have our pleasure/romance Sims with an open relationship, so I can see exactly who they're all dating. And actually, Skip is no longer a teenager, so I'm going to delete that. And Kieran as well, he's no longer a teenager, so he's got to go. But the only one that's a teenager that so far that's in an open relationship is Mina Goth. And yeah, so that's that. And then we have our single Sims. So far we got Deborah. Billy Optimus is no longer a teenager anymore. And we got Bethany here. So that's who we have as our Sims. See if I can move that up. See, every time I move it up, it messes up the thingy, so that's probably why I didn't move it, but a part of me is like, we gotta move it anyway. But anyway, yeah, that's that on my teen couples tabs and whatnot. So let's move on to the very last tab, which I call my cemetery Sims. So my cemetery Sims, I want to keep a list of all my Sims that are dead in the cemetery, so I could just have a list of everybody that lived here in Pleasantview, even though they would not be alive anymore in the rest of these tabs. So, oh, this is not my last tab. I'm sorry. But anyway, so we have our Sim column here, and these are all the Sims that are currently in the Pleasantview Cemetery. I have their aspirations that they had before they died. I had their type of death, so most of my Sims are died of old age. And then I have the parent to children aspect. So I have mother to, father to, no kids if they didn't have any kids, and their lifetime wish complete. No. So most of these Sims did not complete their lifetime wish before they died. But anywho, yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit of things here. I kind of want to add another chart here to see how all these Sims died, you know? Like, did they die from a house fire? Did they die of old age? Did they die from drowning? Did they die to freeze to death? Did they burn up to death? I mean, I just want to add a little detail to that as time goes along. But for now, most of them is old age, and only one died of house fire. So, as of now. Anywho, and then our very last tab we have is our careers tab, and I thought it would be so fun to see what our Sims actually work in as time goes along. So with our careers tab, we have adult careers first, front and center. So if their box is yellow with a gold rim around it, that means they reached the top of their career. If it's red, that means they got fired. If it's green, it means they're currently working at that said career. If it's yellow, it means they retired or / deceased. And if it's blue, it means they quit that career. So I wanted to see what exactly is going on in my Pleasantview when it comes to careers, and what's the most popular career, what careers hasn't been and my Sims haven't been employed in yet. So yeah, that's basically the whole gist of this. And so far, it looks like most of my Sims are in the culinary career at this point in time. But as time goes along, most of these colors, most of these the green color is going to turn into yellow as time goes along, because they're all going to be retired or deceased by the end of this, unless they quit or get fired. Then, you know, it will change to those respected colors. But yeah, that's why I chose yellow and gold, because they're not going to be employed in their career forever. Then they're going to eventually pass on and whatnot. So yep, that's why I chose yellow and gold instead of green and gold. But anyways, we have a careers, and again, red is fired, green is currently working, yellow it's grew up / went to college, and blue is quit. So we have 4 Sims who actually reached the top of the career. We have 1 Sim who is currently working in a career, and we have 1 Sim who was actually fired from a career as a teen. So we have information on that. We scroll down, we got pet careers. So again, red is fired, green is working, yellow is retired or deceased, blue is quit, and yellow with a gold rim has reached the top of career. And as you can tell, Porthos and Kina both reached the top of their careers. So that's that. And then unemployed Sims without pets. I'm not going to really add pets, because more than likely pets are not going to have careers unless their Sims want them to have them. So yeah, unemployed Sims. These are Sims that never had a job or never wanted to get a job or anything. So Herb and Oldie have a slash through their name because they never had a job before they died. So they died without ever being employed in a career. Right now, Gabriella, Alexander, and Tina are all unemployed in their careers. And I'm actually going to add Georgia Newsom to this as well. Oh my gosh. Georgia Newsom to this as well, because she didn't have the role to get a career. And Bo actually is employed now in something. He is in the entertainment career. So let's put him right here. Bo broke, and let's go ahead and put that to green. There we go. And now Bo is in the entertainment, and Georgia Newsom right here didn't get the want to get a job at all, but that's okay. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. I don't know, but it really depends on what her wants is. He had like 4 slots filled with getting a job, and I just chose one that I wanted because none of them reflected his lifetime wish anyway. So I just chose the entertainment out of all the options he had for me that he wanted. But yeah, I typically don't choose the job that they want for their lifetime wish unless they want to get that job, just to make it more interesting, because otherwise, more than likely, most Sims are going to get their lifetime wish completed, or, you know, a lot of Sims are going to be employed in the same careers, or, you know, I want to make it seem like it's harder to get your dream, because you got to work for it, you know. So that's why I don't typically go for his lifetime wish. I just go for what he wants to get instead. And same for everybody else in Pleasantview. So after that, we come down here, and of course we have our charts. So on our adult careers, I have a list of all the careers right here, and how many adults and teens and pets are employed in that career. And it's going to be showcased right here. So as you can tell, culinary has the most Sims of employment in it. And in entertainment, I need to add 2 to that. So entertainment went up here. And yeah, so in unemployed, we got to add, well, no, I think there's 5. Is there 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's 6 actually. 6. I'm going to add that to unemployed. So far, culinary and unemployed Sims are tied at the moment. So that's pretty interesting. So the percentage of all careers collectively, how many reached the top of their career? 9. How many got fired? 5. How many is currently working? 41. And how many are retired, deceased, or aged up? 9. And How many quit? 3. So I wanted to see the percentage rate of my Sims and their employment. So this is what this is about. And as time goes along, these numbers will fluctuate and everything would probably look different as time goes along. But yeah, that is my updated spreadsheet. So I am going to leave this spreadsheet, a copy of the spreadsheet in the description below if you want to have this updated spreadsheet for your own game. And I'm just going to say, when you get this copy of this Pleasantview, you're going to have to make a copy of it just so you can have your own. Otherwise, you're just going to be editing that copied version of this spreadsheet. So remember, when you get your hands on this copy of a spreadsheet, you make a copy of a copy, and then you'll have your own, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much it on my spreadsheet. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and you got a good look to see what I do in each of these tabs here. And some of these I have to update, so I'm probably going to spend my time doing that once I'm done recording this video. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoy this updated spreadsheet for your own Sims, and it makes perfect sense to you as it does to me. But anyways, again, thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope you like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Everybody have a great day.